am really excited to be taking down the old curtains here. You're going to see as I'm taking the wooden planks down how they left marks on the wall, and I'll be taking care of that later. Once these are down, I'm starting off by getting some measurements. I want the rod to sit just a couple inches from the crown molding on the top, and a couple of inches off the edge of the wall is where I want the brackets to go. During this project, I'll be using both my laser level as well as my bubble level, just to make sure everything is nice and straight. I did also use the stud finder there to make sure I was going into studs whenever possible. One of the things that I found with this project is that it would have been awesome if I had some kind of surface, like a secondary surface, when I was going up a couple of steps, just for some counter pressure, especially as I was driving in some screws. That could have been really helpful. Just found myself looking for some of that extra stability, but finding a way to make it work. I really love the gold brackets as well as the gold curtain rings that you'll be seeing later on in this video. I just think they add a really nice accent, consistent with some of what I have throughout the rest of the house. This rod comes with a ball joint, which is what allows it to kind of bend and follow the layout of the bay window. And I don't know if I just never really gave it any thought before, but I think this is so cool and I'm really excited to get this up here. You'll see that I've got some funky techniques to hold up the rod since I did not have a second set of hands. And it's all good, you know, you kind of use what you got to work with. So I was able to make it work. It wasn't the most ideal thing. It wasn't even foolproof. Like, it was really clumsy, but we got it together. The other thing I found helpful was that having the tool belt as I went up and it helped reduce how often I was up and down the ladder, even though it does seem like I was up and down a lot. There were some screws and tools that I was able to keep on my hip. I will say one piece of advice: if you ever do need to adjust the rod, once you've kind of secured it into the bracket, do yourself a favor, loosen up that screw so that you can move the rod around how you need to. I know that there was one point where I kind of just tugged it while it was snug, and I ended up scratching the finish a little bit. It wasn't a huge deal and I could easily hide it, but it's a mistake that is pretty simple to avoid if you just loosen the screw and are not lazy like I was. I'm getting ready to attach the second ball joint on this corner here, and in just a bit I'll have that third rod up. And you can already see with the height of this how nice it looks to have it elevated above the window that way. After this, and ensuring that the rod is up and secured, I'm going to come in for a quick sand, just making sure these surfaces are nice and smooth. I'm really excited, but I'm trying to bring down my excitement just in case what I got ain't what I asked for. But my curtains have come in today, and I'm going to take a peek at what they might look like. I'm not going, I might hang them primarily just to see how they're going to look, but as you can see, I actually still have to add some spackle along to where the old curtains used to hang. Do a little bit of sanding and get some paint over that just to make it look nice, especially because all of that is about to be visible with the new curtains that I'm hanging. But this is the reveal. Let's take a look at what we've got. The pictures of these online were so pretty, and I had been looking for curtains online for a long time. I was looking online, I was looking in store, and I had an idea of what I was looking for, but I was not able to find something online that matched what I had in my head until I saw these. Now the colors of this are slightly different than what I was thinking. I was thinking green and gray, but these are yellow and gray, and I do still think it works and that they are very pretty. The idea is for me to put one panel on the left and right side of the bay windows and then have sheer curtains in the middle. I mean, I think this looks like what I got. I didn't realize that the material was this almost velvety kind of material. I don't know whether or not that's going to attract dust and dirt. Okay, I'm gonna get these up just to get an idea of what it will look like. And the kind of closure that I got, I'm actually going to be hanging some rings, clipping some rings on them and attaching them with the rings. This is the first time I've ever hung curtains this way. I traditionally always get the ones that slide right onto the pole, but we'll see how these work. I'm just taking my time getting these hung up. I've clipped the rings onto the curtains and I've folded the top over just a little bit to try to shorten up the length of the curtains. They ended up being really long, and more than likely I'm going to have to sew the bottom or do something because there are a couple of inches on the floor. Over here, I'm just referencing that at some point, I'm going to get it fixed up to where the ruffles are really coordinated and try to make them nice and symmetrical so that it can be really aesthetically pleasing. And I'm just, again, referencing the length of the curtains here. I am going to have to adjust that at some point. The material of the curtains itself, I wasn't expecting. I think I may have mentioned that already, but they are heavy. But I think it's going to look really nice because in the center, I want it to be sheer curtains, and the sheer curtains are going to be really light. So I think they'll complement each other nicely. I'm just coming in here and tying it off to the side to get a sense of what it's going to look like. And victory! I really do like how it's coming together. The dominant gray, the dominance of the neutral gray with that little pop of yellow. You'll see here where I came in with the spackle, it was still wet, which is why it's pink. I love that, really easy, it'll dry white. And this is more of the finished product. I love, love, love it. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe.